go. It's where you'll be spending most of your time. The company wants us to patrol the premises every couple of hours.
The mirrors, they're so clean.
Fella who was working here before you, he was completely obsessed with these mirrors.
Anybody here? What the hell? I need you to run a name for me. He was a night watchman and I replaced him. I just need to know how he died.
What are you talking about?
I'm seeing things. Bad things.
I'm not acting scared, but he is.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
I'm not the one looking into the mirrors, but they're looking back at me.
There's no one looking back at you through the mirrors. Oh my God.
They can get at you anywhere.
Michael? There's something in the house. You have to be very brave.
Get out of here, now! My family's not dying tonight. What do you want?
There are two characters in our opening sequence. They are both age 17 and from a white ethnic background. We chose a social group because we thought they would be vulnerable and easily influenced, and that the naivety would heighten the impact of the horrific things that happen to the main character. Although the two characters share some similarities, they are different in many ways, and this can be seen through things like their clothing and their behaviour. The main character is wearing a school uniform. This consists of a white blouse, a black skirt, and black tights and shoes. This makes us see her as just a normal girl, and that the situation she is in could happen to anybody. At the beginning, she looks lovely and smart, and gives the impression that she is middle class, so she is stereotypically well brought up. She comes across as naive and innocent, and this allows the evil girl to influence her. After she has changed her behaviour because of the evil girl, she is wearing a rebel t-shirt instead of the white blouse, and the white blouse connotes purity and naivety. This symbolises that she has changed from a pure innocent young girl into a much darker, more troubled one, However, the evil girl is consistently dressed in all black. This makes her seem sinister, bad, and evil, as this is what this colour connotes. I think this may affect our opening sequence and our audience's reaction to it, because it might make it easier for a teenage, white middle-class audience to engage with the main character and to understand the issues that she faces, because she is from a similar background. It might be that this subject matter and the background and colour of the main character make it less relevant to audiences from other age groups and ethnicity, because they might react differently to the situations that the girl faces. For example, audiences from just different age groups or culture or backgrounds might feel horror and disgust as events unfold rather than anticipation and suspense. I think that a smaller, successful, independent production company like Working Title Films would want to distribute our film, because our film features up-and-coming actresses. The major Hollywood movies all feature very famous actresses and actors, but movies that have been produced by an independent production company are more likely to feature actors and actresses that aren't very well known when the film is made, but the film allows them a platform to launch their career and become famous. As this is a successful independent production company, we don't have to worry that our film will be unknown, because they can advertise using television, radio, newspaper, and other forms of media. Also, independent production companies tend to produce more artistic films with unusual themes, which may not appeal to a wide audience. Our film is more suitable for a niche market, as it is enhanced by the use of a home video recorder, which adds to its artistic qualities as compared to a Hollywood-style movie, which is highly polished and uses a lot of special effects. Finally, this kind of institution would tend to focus on smaller budget movies, such as ours, and so it is likely that they will show more interest in our film than a Hollywood production company like Universal. Some thriller films that Working Titles have distributed are Catch a Fire, The Interpreter, Green Zone, Year of the Gun, and A Kiss Before Dying. When we researched these movies, we found that they were all belonging to different types of thrillers. So we found that it doesn't matter what subgenre our thriller will fall into. We believe that our film should be rated a 15 because it isn't suitable for anyone younger, as it contains scenes of violence and psychologically disturbing images. This means that only people who are age 15 and above can watch it. It also means that we have the freedom to use scenes containing strong violence, frequent strong language, portrayals of sexual activity, strong references to sex, sexual nudity, brief scenes of sexual violence or verbal references to sexual violence, discriminatory language or behaviour, and drug taking. Our target audience is mid to late teens who are from any social class, as they may have had experience of peers who have completely changed in character as they moved from childhood to adulthood. They are also likely to react to the suspense and anticipation of our thriller. The subject of self-harm, which is one of the themes of our opening sequence, is seen increasingly frequently in schools, and so many people that this target group may be able to relate to the scene. Our film would attract this target group because it is set in the familiar surroundings of a school. I also think teenagers would be attracted to see our product because they are thrill seekers and like to be scared. I think that they would be satisfied after watching our film because we follow most of the typical characteristics of a real thriller, which includes terror, suspense, and the use of shock. I did a questionnaire which allowed me to create an opening sequence that would appeal to my target audience because it meant that we knew what kind of things they would look for in a film. My questionnaire asked people what they would expect from a thriller film opening sequence, including the type of music, period of time they would expect it to be set in, and any characteristic design features that they would like to see or would associate with the genre. The key things that the questionnaire revealed was the type of music that people expected to hear. This turned out to be fast-paced, aggressive, violent and loud, although ultimately we chose to create slow-paced music that gave a much more sinister feel to the film. There were no particular actors or actresses that were revealed by the questionnaire to be associated with the thriller genre, and this made the selection of our actresses much easier. We also found that the majority of people preferred films to be set in the present, and we used this information in deciding on the period that our film would be set in. Finally, most people specified that they would prefer a complex plot, and we tried to convey this in our opening sequence. We used the information obtained from the questionnaires to ensure that our film would be attractive to our audience. We also chose a familiar setting, a school, and our personal experience as members of the target audience to ensure that we would deliver something that people of a similar age to us would enjoy. The questionnaire was completed by our target audience, which was mid to late teens, but also from people from a wider sample to inform us what the general public's perception of what a thriller should include. This would help to give the film a wider appeal, whilst at the same time more specifically targeting our specified group. Our film used fast-paced cutting at the beginning, and so this might attract our audience as it is full of suspense and creates a tense atmosphere. We also used a young teenage girl in our film, and this might be appealing for teenage boys and attract them.